Okay, again, sport mode, full throttle. Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video we're doing a review on the all-new Jeep Grand Cherokee 4XE, and with that being said, let's get into it. Taking a quick look at the exterior of the Grand Cherokee Overland with the off-road package. Now, you guys remember I had this vehicle for a week, but whenever I go to driving events, I review every single car there just because that's what I'm all about. And so quickly going over the styling here, I think the blue tow hooks look kind of funny on the Overland, but that's what's going to happen if you get a 4XE Overland. So I'm guessing we're going to see a lot of people swapping out those blue tow hooks for chrome tow hooks or something to make it so that it doesn't look that way with their Overland 4XEs. And then obviously you got the trail rated badge as well, because this basically is a Trailhawk. It just doesn't have the sway bar disconnect. That's the only difference between this and the Trailhawk. And also the front bumper doesn't have the same sculpted like appearance for the approach angle like what the Trailhawk has. But it has the air suspension, it's got the advanced four-wheel drive system, and frankly, I think overall, despite the weird blue accents, I think it actually looks pretty good. And there is a quick look at the exterior of the Grand Cherokee. Here's a window sticker for the Jeep Grand Cherokee 4XE. You guys can see here, well, this is not like a normal window sticker, it's basically just like an option list. But anyways, you guys can see here with the power outputs, and then notice with the equipment that's on this particular one, it's a fully loaded Overland with the off-road package is the best way to look at it. Total MSRP, $75,305, and that's all.
Something different then.
Well, let's talk about visibility before we set off. Here's your visibility of the hood. Both the mirrors do have blind spot monitoring. And then throughout the rest of the rear. And, well, let's set off. So, setting off in the Grand Cherokee 4XE. And first off, I've got it in the sport mode here. And we, of course, have a police officer sitting there because, well, this is what happens during driving events is they like to camp the journalists. But anyways, you guys know I actually already had this vehicle as a press car for a week, so this is just a quick little drive here in this area. Okay, again, sport mode, full throttle. Everything kicks in, and it's just like boom, boom, boom. It's such an interesting acceleration experience. But yeah, the cool thing about the 4XE is obviously you can do the full electric driving. You have over like 20 miles of range with this. And I took this thing off-road and it just absolutely amazed me. Now this is an Overland with the off-road group, which basically is a Trailhawk minus the sway bar disconnect, but this has everything else. It has the skid plates, it's got the tow hooks, it has the air suspension. It does have a little bit less ground clearance technically, which is kind of strange. The Trailhawk has 11.3 inches. This has 10.9 inches of ground clearance. I'm not sure why it is that way. Also, this has the camera mirror. But it is that way. Full panoramic sunroof, if you guys are wondering. I really like the overall cockpit. You've got the digital gauge cluster here. There isn't anything crazy when you change the drive modes. Like, it shows you a little animation there, but it doesn't do anything too crazy. Infotainment system has a shortcut bar here at the bottom that's really easy to use. Notice we do have dual zone climate controls. We have heated and cooled seats here with the 4XE, and then overall, like, materials throughout really nice. Macintosh sound system is absolutely fantastic, top notch. It has massaging seats too. I'm gonna do everything right now. This is the one benefit of the Overland over the Trailhawk is this just has a slightly nicer interior with a little bit more in terms of amenities, and it's a little bit more expensive, but like it has pretty much the same off-road capability. Now this is the area we're going to use for our braking performance. So as soon as we hit right where the sign is, we're going to go. Woo! Okay. So really good with the brakes. It does kind of do the little sway thing a little bit. I probably look like such an idiot. People on the outside, they're like, why does this guy keep slamming brakes as soon as he goes by the sign? We're doing some tests here, folks. We're doing some tests. Now I'm going to show you guys, this is like the one pedal drive, Regen. So you can just let Regen do everything for you, which is pretty cool. Now this also does have an e-save mode, which will charge the battery for you. So I'm going to pop into e-save mode right now. And now you can see it's saving the battery for later use. So I still have 14 miles of range, but now driving around, it's going to continue to charge the battery. One thing I will say about the e-save that I learned is it eats through gas like no other. So like the best way to drive a 4XE, frankly, is either have it in the hybrid mode, or if you want to use the electric power, what I would recommend is charge it at home. Even if you only have, even like if you can upgrade to 240 with your outlets, that would be great. If you can't, if you just have 120s, it will take longer to charge, but this isn't a massive battery, so it's not like a huge deal. But yeah, the e-save mode just eats through fuel like crazy. I understand like a lot of people use it to like conserve for off-roading and all that kind of stuff, and I get that, but yeah, it's just the fuel economy just drastically drops down once you do that e-save, because like it's just trying so hard to charge up that battery, and it takes so much energy to do that. Seat comfort's great. It's another thing that I forgot about the Grand Cherokee. And I love the size of the Grand Cherokee. The reason I love the size is obviously now that I'm gonna be having a little kiddo soon, it's the perfect size to like fit people in here comfortably. You could easily fit like 4 people in here very, very comfortably. Obviously it's a 5-seater, but you know, the middle seat in most SUVs is not usually the most fun. And suspension on this is amazing, by the way. Just the air suspension just goes over a bump so smooth. But you can easily fit 4 people in here, and then everyone's stuff can fit in the back too, because it has so much cargo space there in the rear area. If you guys want to see more in-depth stuff and like the storage and everything, again, I've got a video on this on my channel already, and taking this off-road and everything. So I've got a lot of in-depth stuff that has already happened here. The one-pedal drive helps out so much in like slower driving circumstances like this. It's like I don't get annoyed when people slow down, because I'm like, cool, I'm charging my battery, right? And then, you know, the safety tech with this is also awesome. So one thing that was really cool about daily driving this is using the adaptive cruise control and the steering assist. It'll drive itself, and what's really cool about the steering assist is you just have to like lightly have your hand on the steering wheel, because it has the haptic sensation there. So that's it, right? Subarus always have to drive 10 miles under the speed limit, by the way. It's just a Subaru thing, but it'll sense that your hand's there. It's a really cool setup overall. Paddle shifters for the 8-speed automatic are great. One thing that I will say is, and you guys probably noticed with the acceleration, this isn't the most refined acceleration on the planet, because you've got the 8-speed automatic transmission, and you've got the hybrid part of it, right? You got the electric part of it, and it's turbocharged. And so what happens is when you floor it, it has to gear down, and then it gives you some battery juice, and then it also takes a second to get in the turbos. So you get hit like kind of multiple times from an acceleration perspective. I want you guys to let me know, by the way, that's the new Pathfinder Rock Creek edition. If you prefer the styling of this more or the Rock Creek edition, I think they're both pretty snazzy looking SUVs. But yeah, what I was saying with that is it's definitely not the most fun. When you're just driving around like this, it's perfectly fine. It's just when you go full throttle that everything, like all the systems are like boom, 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 and then everything goes. So it definitely takes a second to get used to, that is for sure. This massage is so nice. But overall, I mean, this new generation of Grand Cherokee is just so nice. They have brought things up to such a high level that Jeep just frankly didn't have in the past. I'm gonna use my Regen here to slow down a little bit. So I can show you guys again with the acceleration. That was better. Again, it's not like annoying, it's just not the most seamless experience on the planet. So overall, the 4xe is a fantastic vehicle if you use it in the right application. So obviously it gives you the little tax credit, right? Because of the fact that it's a hybrid. But what I have to say is, if you buy one of these, make sure you charge it every single day, and then that's how you get the most bang for your buck with this package. If you don't charge this, you might as well just get a regular Grand Cherokee with either the V6 or the 5.7 Hemi. But if you actually are going to charge this every single day, then it makes complete financial sense, and you'll actually end up, you know, breaking even over time because of the fuel savings. But let me know what you guys think.